Good afternoon, Pullman. So I'm going to be doing a shift in my content. The shorts are still going to stay the same, but I'm going to start doing longer videos. I'm particularly interested in the history of the town I live in, Pullman, and some paranormal investigating. My house is haunted. I've talked about it before, but what I'd like to know is if anybody else in Pullman has the same problem as me. Now, if you guys have stories, that'd be great. Drop me a comment. I'll send you my link. I'll send you my email address, and you can send me send me the story. Particularly, what I want to do is I want to figure out if there is some sort of pattern in Pullman, because I have an itch and I'd like to scratch it, and it has to do with the history of Pullman and the fact that we've had floods and fires, and there's a gigantic school here that's been here for 125 years. And I've actually talked to students who have gone to WSU, and particularly one student who lived in McCroskey Hall, who told me a nice story about a apparition that they saw as they were walking around a corner. And they don't like to talk about it, and I'm not going to divulge their name or when they went to school here because, well, they don't want to sound crazy. And I know I sound crazy, but I am. So just if you guys have stories, if you live in Pullman or adjacent to Pullman, there's Albion. I've heard stories from Albion, and some of the other, they're not towns, but they're like communities around Pullman, like Johnson, and then there's Colton, places like that. I don't know if that would ever even be relevant to Pullman, but if you guys have stories, that'd be great. What I'd like to do is I'd like to put together a series on the town of Pullman. I'm going to start with the historical aspect, but I'd also like to know if there are any actual hauntings besides mine in Pullman. And like I said, I already have one or two, but unfortunately those people don't want to go into full detail because they don't want to sound crazy, and that's unfortunate, but at the same time, it is what it is. So if you guys have stories, that'd be great. Like I said, Pullman, Washington, Whitman County. Any stories from, even if you have a grandparent who told you a ghost story once, that'd be great. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to know where it happened. Pullman is the confluence of 3 separate rivers that come together, and it's been here for about 150 years. So if you guys have some ghost stories, shoot me a message and let me know.